Welcome back. You're watching Newsx. The political slugfest continues as the BJP intensifies its attack on the Karnataka government over the Bengaluru stampede. Now, BJP is set to protest outside the Vidhan Sabha today at 11 a.m. My colleague Belly Thomas is joining us live on the broadcast. Belly, the BJP is now going to conduct a protest outside the Vidhan Sabha. What can you tell us about the story?
Malvika, the state BJP unit under the leadership of the President B.Y. Vijayendra, along with the leader of opposition R. Ashoka and the opposition leader of the Legislative Council, Chalavadi Narayan Swamy, all have decided to come before the Mahatma Gandhi statue inside Vidhan Sabha and stage a protest against the ruling Congress in the state, stating that it was a state orchestrated stampede that had happened. And instead of owning up with the stampede that killed 11 people and injured over 33 incidents, the state government has gone on to suspend 5 senior police officers, and this was protested against by the BJP leaders, who said that either the top leadership will have to step down, they'll have to apologize, they'll have to resign, is what the BJP leaders always maintained ever since after the stampede incident. However, the state government has gone on to order three inquiries. That is one magisterial inquiry. The second one is a one-man judicial commission that would be probed by a retired High Court Michael D. Kunha, and the third, the CID, will be investigating based on an FIR registered against the RCB franchisee, the DNA Entertainment Network, and the KSCA, the Karnataka State Cricket Association Administrative Committee. So the BJP is taken a stance now, stating that this is not enough, and they are coming to the Vidhan Sabha's Mahatma Gandhi statue today at 11 a.m. and they would stage a protest against the Siddaramaiah ruled Congress.
All right, Belly. For Kiran Bedi, former LG of Puducherry, is now joining us live for more on this story. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. The Bengaluru stampede which has occurred, we have seen top officials of the Karnataka State Cricket Association resign from their posts after the incident. How are you viewing this situation currently emerging out of Bengaluru?
You see, what I'm observing is, I've just read the newspaper report of Times of India, which is Sunday Times, and the front line is cops had warned against facing RCB at the legislature. Cops had warned. The word is warned, right? And it also tells you that a senior police officer, M.N. Karivana Gowda, had red flagged the risk just before the event. His written warning to top bureau of crash on June 4th, the day of the tragedy, also cautioned against the felicitations at the Vidhan Sabha. Now, here it is. Then there's another continued of the story, which I think needs to be brought to the notice of the people, and that is, why do these things are occurring again and again? Is this? It also said that there's a letter in possession of the Times of India of Gowda, also pointed to the venue's sensitive status and lack of adequate CCTV coverage. And then asked before the search, Department of Personnel and Administrative Reform Secretary and Senior IS Officer Satya Vansi overseeing arrangements at Vidhan Sabha steps, publicly urging fans to head to the stadium instead. Now, this is another. Then there's another who says that the Chief Secretary, Shalini Rajni, but permission was still granted. BCP's note was also shared with the then Bangalore Police Commissioner, B. Dayanand, who in turn flagged it to the Chief Secretary, Shalini Rajni. That means all of them are in the loop, but permissions were still granted. I hope the news which is published in Times of India is correct. Then it also said that S.D. Kumar was that alleged that the celebrations were pre-planned even before. That I can't confirm. The FI says permission for the June on June 3rd at 6 p.m., 90 minutes before the final event. Now the it sought facilitation needed? Was it needed? Who put pressure on the police commissioner that day for permission? So many of us, I feel that these are very important terms of reference. What this inquiry should actually tell us: why was the police handicapped? Why was the police overruled? Why was the police intelligence and guidance and assessment not respected? I think that is the problem. The problem today is with the increasing population and festivities, and you will have more and more stampedes if the police is not in the picture and taking decisions and also taking responsibility. Let the police make an assessment and take responsibility. And then if they fail, you will suspend them. But you can't be interfering with them, guiding them, or unprofessional guidance, and the police also not putting its foot down. In this case, one is, I think the intervention by non-police professionals could be political, could be bureaucrats, could be other external. Secondly is, why has the police not put its foot down? What kind of written directions was it giving, recording in the minutes of the meeting to be given to the commissions of inquiry? You see, the commissions of inquiry will take its own time to come. Meanwhile, many more festivities will come. What will happen to them? What kind of stampedes will be prevented? Who will take accountability? Who will plan? How will you manage the manpower? And number two, you continue to demoralize the police and suspend them instead of respecting their guidance. Why should such an arrangement not be called by saying, here the police was? What have you to say? What is your assessment? Are we prepared? What is the manpower you need? What is the equipment you need? What are the other agencies you need? Are they being heard? The question is, and number two, are the minutes of such meetings minuted? It can be by the Chief Minister, Home Minister, Home Secretary, Chief Secretary, DGP. I think that is the challenge, that we are not learning lessons. If to make police accountable, you have to keep them responsible and put the ball in their court. Ask them to give in writing their assessment, what they want and what is it that they need, so that you can fix their responsibility. You can't now say, ye karo or ye, then you suspend the police commissioner or other officers. This is my feeling, that as a police officers will also have to become bolder, more courageous, more clear. They must also listen to their juniors. So juniors must be heard, and then a collective decision for civil administration should be taken. At the moment, I think you are sidelining the police leadership, rank and file, and then taking spur of the moment decisions and falling a prey to all these institutes. I think this is not correct. And with increasing population and increasing festivities, I think more and more such stampedes will happen. Now, next point is people. People must also become more responsible, and then they go into these crowded places as to whether, how can they see things online, and also if the stadium is getting crowded, they must not overcrowd. I think there's clear charge of the people. People also have a responsibility not to overcrowd. Have you heard me?
Yes, ma'am. As you said, there is an accountability war that has been emerging out of this situation. Multiple KSCA officials have resigned. The BJP, of course, is holding a protest and taking the state government to task. You also called out the police for their actions. So, who would you say is accountable for this, or is there a joint accountability that needs to be taken for this incident?
I'm only reading papers and newspapers listening. All I can say is that I think everybody has a share of blame. Everybody. Starting with the political leadership, the secretariat leadership, and the police leadership. And also the organizers. All four have a share of responsibility in making these lives go. All four. Therefore, the terms of reference of the Commission of Inquiry should be what was the role played by political leadership, Secretariat, Freely leadership, police headquarters, then the organizers. All four are equally responsible and forgive its people. The people will come moment to start publicizing, and who knows whether they're right or wrong unless they come to the stadium. So I think this is what terms of reference. Now, the important thing is, what are the terms of reference of this single judge judicial inquiry? Terms of reference must be very clear and based on documentation. And what is the minutes of the meeting? What is the documentation? What is the application given by the authorities, the celebratory organized, the Karnataka Cricket Association RCC? See, I think these permissions, all this documentation will reveal the fault and deficiency at every level. You will see every level. So therefore, why point out only the police? Why hurt and demoralize the police? Because every one of these four which I've mentioned have had a role in the failure of this arrangement. Therefore, why police? And the police is the only agency which is now subsequently going to look after law and order and the festivities which will be coming in. So I think we are into knee-jerk reactions. We should not. We need to look at holistic answers. And you also remember, friends, that there is an institutional memory of all these riots, etc., all these stampedes. There is an institutional memory. Have we ever gone back to the lessons learned from the past stampedes? I'm not sure. That's the first rule of the law, is when you position yourself for these, that you also recall. And these are also in the memory of serving experienced police officers. That is why their input, their assessment is vital and to be respected both by the Central Secretariat and by the political classes. And not what serves the political classes at that moment.
Well, ma'am, so would you say that this is a failure of planning, and how can such an incident be avoided in the future?
To the answer that listen to the police. To make police accountable, listen to the police. Ask them to give the assessment in writing. Ask them what they need, what cooperation they need, what input they need, what support they need from whom. They must be put in, the police headquarters, the DGP, must put it in writing and write to the Home Minister and to the Chief Secretary what is it that he or she needs. And thereafter, since it's a very big event, it's the duty of the Chief Secretary, because other departments are involved, which is the municipality involved, healthcare involved, sanitary involved, and therefore that's the role of the Chief Secretary of the state to call for a combined meeting, listen to the police, share their assessments with all the agencies, put the agencies in cooperation and collaboration, and put the order and let the political leadership know the arrangement. That's it, and not tinker with the arrangements after that. This is the role of the Chief Secretary, to play the coordinating role, because such big festivities require so many multi-agencies. So it's an administrative failure, it's a leadership or political failure, it's an also not asserting by the police also, I feel it's deficient. Because police should have asserted and said, we need the following. Now, they can only get away if they have given all these things in writing. If they say, humne verbally kaha, wo verbally kaha, it may not work. We need bold leadership, police bold leadership and bold planning. But they need to be heard and their assessment respected and adhered to and provided. That's what I'm trying to say.
We have seen earlier seen multiple cases of stampedes like this in the past. So what is the one big lesson that we can take away? What lesson can we learn from this tragic incident?
Stampedes happen only lack of coordination. Coordination between the civil administration and the police. And obviously when there's no coordination, there's obviously lack of planning. And when the planning suffers, something or the other slips. Sometimes the ambulance is not there, fire brigade is not there, disaster management is not there, traffic planning is not there. All this requires coordination. So one common thing is this needs coordination. All law and order, such festivals, coordination is extremely critical, and also the guidance can be given by the political leadership. but not negative interference. You cannot interfere with a settled arrangement which is professionally managed. So you can guide, but not interfere and not alter last minute.
Well, ma'am, of the many things that went wrong on June 4th during the victory celebration, one was the glaring gap in social media communication, where throughout the day various updates were shared by the RCB social media page that was in conflict with the communication being shared by the Bengaluru City Police and the Bengaluru Traffic Police. So what is your take on this, and how can such a gap in communication be avoided in the future?
All our past experience of such major law and order arrangements, the applicant, the private applicant, the for-profit applicant is always a part of the arrangement. It's an integral part of the arrangement to be made equally responsible, to put in civil defense, hire civil security, and be there for ushers, and also doing housekeeping announcements. All this is a part and parcel of the planning. Therefore, the private agencies ought to be part and parcel of that coordinating committee, which works together to put the arrangements in place.
Ma'am, I would also like to ask you, what do you make of the suspension of the Bengaluru Police Commissioner B. Dayanand over the Chinnaswamy Stadium stampede?
I said uncalled for, and even further announcements, because you've not fixed responsibility. What if they had forewarned you already and you overruled them? So would you still suspend them? Question is, that the documentation will show whether they are forewarned, whether they were supported, whether they were helped, whether they were guiding people but nobody was listening to them, whether they were private organizers or others, or the politicians. So how could you suspend them? Therefore, let the inquiry be complete before you decide to fix accountability, whether it's of the police or of the civil, Karnataka body, or the civil secretariat or the politicians. I think the inquiry should quickly reveal, but suspending of the police officers is very, very highly premature, because when you wanted an inquiry, you ought to have waited. And particularly when there's an information, even now, that there was an information given by the local police that this is not an appropriate and they're not ready.
Well, thank you so much for taking out the time to join us on Newsx, ma'am. The political slugfest continues over the Bengaluru stampede as the accountability war continues. The BJP is going to hold a protest outside the Vidhan Sabha today at 11 a.m. Meanwhile, we have some more breaking news coming in. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav has requested Union Home Minister Amit Shah to order a CBI inquiry into the matter of the Indore couple wherein Raja and his wife Sonam went missing in Shillong, Meghalaya last month. Raja was later found dead and Sonam is still missing. The Chief Minister has tweeted, Madhya Pradesh stands with the family of Sonam Raghuvanshi in this hour of crisis. I have discussed this matter with the Chief Minister of Meghalaya. Senior police officers of Madhya Pradesh are in constant touch with the officials of Meghalaya. I have requested Union Home Minister Amit Shah to order a CBI inquiry in this case. Every possible effort is being made for the safe return of Sonam Raghuvanshi. My colleague Ehtiab Sheikh is joining us live on the broadcast. Ehtiab, the Chief Minister has ordered a CBI inquiry, has requested for a CBI inquiry into the case. What are the updates that you can share with us regarding this case?
15 days since the couple went missing in Shillong, and on the 11th day, Raja Raghuvanshi's body was found, and later it was disclosed that he was murdered by a chopper that was used to chop off the trees. And in fact, ever since 16 days, Sonam Raghuvanshi, there is no trace of Sonam Raghuvanshi, and extensive search is being taken place in Shillong with the SGRF team, NDRF team and the Meghalaya police. The family feared that probably she might have been abducted and kidnapped for human trafficking and taken across border. They were demanding a CBI probe into this matter. The Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh himself shared this on Twitter, and on his social media platform he said that he had spoken to the Union Home Minister regarding an ordering of a CBI inquiry into this matter. And apart from that, the Chief Minister said that the Madhya Pradesh police administration is keeping up close track with the Meghalaya police on this particular matter for the safe return of Sonam. Till now, there is no trace of Sonam, and the family is in Shillong as far as the search operation is concerned, and they are keeping a track on that also. The Madhya Pradesh government is absolutely with the family. This is what the Chief Minister said, that in this our crisis, the entire government of Madhya Pradesh is with the family. But let us see when the CBI probe takes place. But still, this is the 16th day when ever since both of them had disappeared in Shillong. Sonam is yet to be found. Malvika.
Well, thank you, Aitya, for those details. Meanwhile, in a shocking incident from Delhi on June 7th at around 8:41 p.m., a call regarding the sexual assault of a minor girl was received at Dayalpur police station. Upon reaching the location, the police team found that a minor girl in an unconscious state had been taken to JPC Hospital by her father, where she was declared dead on arrival. Prima facie, the attending doctors at the hospital observed visible injuries on her face and alleged sexual assault. Crime and FSL teams are currently inspecting the spot, and a case has been registered under sections 103, 66 and 13 of the BNS as well as the POCSO Act. Teams have been deployed to collect the clues and arrest the accused at the earliest. Meanwhile, now we are getting to know that 6 teams have been formed to investigate the matter. Raids are also going on at multiple places in connection with the Delhi rape and murder. My colleague Mehendi Garg is joining us on the broadcast. Mehendi, we are trying. Meanwhile, we are getting to learn that in Delhi, after the rape of a minor girl, 6 teams have now been formed to investigate the matter. My colleague Mehendi is back with us on the broadcast. Mehendi, please take us through the details.
Indeed, Malvika, right now, the investigation is underway in this particular case, and 6 teams have also been made, who are investigating this matter and trying to, the person who is under the doubts right now, from whose flat rather, the suitcase was found, where, the body of that minor girl was found as well. So right now, we had an exclusive conversation with the mother of the girl as well, with the grandfather of the girl as well, and they mentioned that the girl was called out by that guy to, open the flat, to open the gate of the flat, and in that only 10 to 15 seconds was the time when she was pulled inside the flat, and then this gruesome incident and this gruesome crime was happened. So yes, right now official information is still awaited from the Delhi police team, from the officials as well, because this matter is under investigation, and the people here at this particular location, because right now we are at the location and the people are very angry. They are asking for justice, and they want the criminal and the suspect to be investigated very soon, and also want justice for the minor girl. Yes, Malvika.
Well, thank you, Mehendi, for joining us with those details. Meanwhile, in some other news, amid the all-party delegation's visit to the United States, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has now tweeted, "Once again, as in all the countries the delegation visited, we were able to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi at his statue opposite the embassy in Washington, D.C. It is striking how many world capitals are adorned with statues or busts of the Mahatma, the 20th century's greatest apostle of peace, non-violence and human freedom." My colleague Aditya Badhavan is joining us live. Aditya, please take us through the details.
Well, absolutely, Malvika. The delegation, headed by Shashi Tharoor, has paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi in the United States, and they have had productive discussions and very fruitful discussions with the senior officials of the U.S. administration, and they have conveyed to the Indian delegation that they stand with India, and they absolutely advocate the zero tolerance policy against terrorism, which India follows. At this juncture, the world has recognized the fact that Pakistan is an epicenter of global terrorism, and it needs to be Pakistan needs to be called out at a global level. And also, despite the fact that recently there were there were visits by Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the United States to further deepen the collaboration in the domain of technology, if you see. And there have been also, if you see, sometime back, US Vice President J.D. Vance also visited India for a visit where, they had fruitful discussions with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it needs to be seen, how the going forward India-US relations move forward. They are already on a positive trajectory. So at this juncture, also not last but not least to mention that there is a large Indian diaspora present in the United States, which makes both US and India natural allies. Yes, Malvika.
Well, thank you, Aditya. Meanwhile, in some other news, the Anti-Narcotics Task Force of Delhi Police busted an interstate drug syndicate and seized 348.176 kgs of drugs. The street's drug is valued at rupees 1.75 crores in the international market. The drugs were being smuggled from Andhra Pradesh to Delhi NCR by concealing them under a consignment of watermelons in a truck. Two smugglers, Intizar Malik and Rizwan, have been arrested. My colleague Arzu Seth is joining us live for more on this story. Arzu, 1.75 crores worth of drugs have been seized. Please take us through the details.
NTF of Delhi Police has successfully busted an interstate drug syndicate, seizing a significant quantity of the ganja, and also the quantity that was seized by the Delhi Police was 348.176 kgs of ganja, which values approximately 1.75 crores in the international market. Also, the ganja was cleverly concealed under a consignment of the watermelons in a truck, and one of the smugglers arrested in connection with the syndicate, and the second smuggler apprehended by the ANTF team. So the ganja was being smuggled from Andhra Pradesh to Delhi NCR. The smugglers used a truck carrying a watermelon over a cover for the, this particular illegal, for ganja, and also Purva Gupta led the ANTF team in this operation. The ANTF operates under the crime branch of Delhi Police. So these efforts have dealt a significant blow to the interstate drug syndicate, and further investigation is underway to uncover the entire network behind this.
Well, thank you, Arzu. In another shocking incident, 15-year-old girl was gang raped in Khajuwala. She was taken away on the pretext of getting her medicine and gang raped. A case has been registered in the Khajuwala police station on the report of the victim's brother. My colleague Surendra is joining us live for more on this story. Surendra, please take us through this incident that has occurred in Rajasthan now.
सरहदी जिला है। इस जिले के खाजूवाला जो अंतिम छोर का क्षेत्र है, इस क्षेत्र के अंदर एक 15 वर्षीय एक नाबालिग बच्ची के साथ गैंगरेप की घटना का जघन्य अपराध जैसी घटना सामने आई है। ऐसे में पीड़ित परिवार की ओर से खाजूवाला पुलिस थाना में एक महिला व 2 पुरुषों के खिलाफ SC/ST एक्ट और POCSO एक्ट के तहत मामला दर्ज करवाया गया है। थानाधिकारी से मिली जानकारी के अनुसार पीड़ित परिवार की ओर से रिपोर्ट में बताया गया कि उनकी 15 वर्षीय नाबालिग बच्ची के पेट में दर्द होने के बाद में पीड़ित परिवार के पड़ोस में रहने वाला आरोपी शंकर है, उनके घर पहुंचता है। वो उसके द्वारा उन्हें कहा जाता है कि पीड़ित बच्ची के पेट में दर्द तेज हो रहा है, इसे अस्पताल लेकर पहुंचा जाए। अस्पताल का कहकर बच्ची को घर से लेकर पहुंचता है, लेकिन वो खाजूवाला अस्पताल में ना लाकर रावला अपनी बहन के घर लेकर पहुंच जाता है, जहां पर बहन पूजा के द्वारा उसके कपड़े भी चेंज किया जाता है। इतने में जो बहनोई है महावीर, वो मौके पर पहुंच जाता है। दोनों के द्वारा बच्ची को अन्य स्थान पर लेकर जाकर उसके साथ गैंगरेप की घटना को अंजाम दिया जाता है। जैसे ही इस अपराध की घटना को की सूचना पीड़ित परिवार को मिलती है तो पीड़ित परिवार मौके पर रावला पहुंचता है। उसके बाद बच्ची को दस्तयाब कर पुलिस थाना लेकर पहुंचते हैं। बच्ची के द्वारा पूरी घटनाक्रम की जानकारी पीड़ित परिवार को दी जाती है। उसके बाद पीड़िता के जो भाई है उसकी रिपोर्ट पर पुलिस ने मामला दर्ज कर लिया है। पुलिस के द्वारा SC/ST एक्ट के तहत POCSO एक्ट में मामला दर्ज कर मामले की जांच DYSP एनर्जी चावला के द्वारा